Organized swag, money, money in the bag. Organized swag, money, money in the bag.
You see them lames grinning, you see them graves digging. Stay focused on them streets, my nigga, I pay attention.
Organized swag, money, money in the bag. Organized swag, money, money in the bag.
You see them lames grinning, you see them graves digging. Stay focused on them streets, my nigga, I pay attention. This ain't your eulogy or funeral. I keeps a phantom on the organ for the musical. Intoxicated, I only see exotic and beautiful. Didn't mean to get spiritual, holy Quran and biblical, but I know how the scriptures go. When you gotta get the dough in plentyfold, and your pictures moving slow, trying to get a milli soul. Strike gold like hillbillies, just roll, and stay away from death row. I take this game like my last blunt and don't wanna let go. But what's so special about a roach? When I'm supposed to be mobbing and coaching, always got the support, but of course they don't last. They had no force and they smashed, so I put their name in the flame, watch their corpse turn to ash.
Organized swag, money, money in the bag. Organized swag, money, money in the bag.
You see them lames grinning, you see them graves digging. Stay focused on them streets, my nigga, I pay attention.
Organized swag, money, money in the bag. Organized swag, money, money in the bag.
You see them lames grinning, you see them graves digging. Stay focused on them streets, my nigga, I pay attention. I keep the law as I should, the Torah and the Talmud. The saint don't believe in taint, so your pain's understood. We converse dollars over earth, keep the grain on the wood. Keep our women bisexual looking, goddess level good. That's class with a dash of some hood. The ingredients of businessmen, and never know what with you see me in the invisible greedy gin. With this sleazy grin, easy trigger hairpin. I let the games begin and judge like a referee, and never let my grudges get the best of me. This the recipe of the nigga chef RG. For success, I protest to never be employee. Nigga, I don't believe in stress. This yoga, tai chi, I ching.
Organized swag, money, money in the bag. Organized swag, money, money in the bag.
You see them lames grinning, you see them graves digging. Stay focused on them streets, my nigga, I pay attention.
Organized swag, money, money in the bag. Organized swag, money, money in the bag.
You see them lames grinning, you see them graves digging. Stay focused on them streets, my nigga, I pay attention. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. Ever seen a fallen angel? Ball at every angle. The black Constantine smoking on dopamine. I've been reminiscing about the things that I've seen. You gotta crack a couple skulls to get the fatty. Experience will aid you, and that's literally. For the mills, your neck goes in the guillotine. Don't think that they politics is gonna stop me. I know how to get rid of a body properly. Bend the block and see the untold history. Where shit looks like gold, but it's only glittery. Till I'm old and shivering, the OG is hustling. Diamonds is Tuscany, 100 M's is what I need. So who gotta plead? I sign and agree, then slide on Pirellis. Nigga, you gon' smell me, and that's every fucking time. A man sipping moonshine. The God 720 Naga lost his fucking mind. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. Pass the collection plate. You can't change your fate. Stay on a paper chase. Rubber bands and big face. The last outlaw versus the United States. Choose your words wisely, there's a lot at stake. You gonna step inside the shit that you make. That's out there's a baby, amongst the lost and crazy. The motto is always, fuck you, pay me, but maybe your talk will cost. When you cross a boss, we make the sign of the cross. I can feel it in the air, yo, something is off. Just like his head, don't do as I do, just do as I said. It's the order of the streets, put some blood on your bread. For communion, the dollars are recruiting while you hollering and hooting. Just focus on the bag, never mind the tech shooting. The drops are made for cruising. Smile in your coffin and you won't be looking stupid. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins.
What's good? The Money Religion in the house. The God 720 was cracking. I don't know why it seems so dark today. What the fuck is going on with my camera? The lighting. Nigga, shit. But yeah, the wealth of nations. I wanted to put this out here because that's definitely what Trump is doing right now. If you want some real game, once again. And then it was really so crazy. My name on the front of the goddamn book. Edwin Canaan, you understand? The Canaan is up in the motherfucker. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, this book right here is the canon, okay, for the motherboard system of how corporations work, how nations work, the origins of money, the origins of coinage, and things of that nature. And we're definitely going into a prosperous time period with everything that Trump is doing. So I wanted to address something that I said yesterday that wasn't too correct on, because you really shouldn't speak until you have the numbers, and I don't have the numbers. I'll never be able to look at what Trump is looking at. You dig what I'm saying? So one thing Trump did mention is about him turning Canada into the 51st state. And boy, did I see some explanations about that, where it damn sure leaves a space for America to breathe again. We have a lot of congestion. There's a lot of stink. There's a lot of, motherfuckers smoking vapes with fucking purple and pink hair rolling around here, tattoos there. We need to spread out. There's a lot of fecal matter rolling around all in the nation right now. And what that would definitely do is, it'll get us some healthy farming again. If we were to destroy these border lines in between Mexico and Canada, and claim this whole region, because it's metaphysically already set up like that, to call the lands underneath Mexico Central America and the lands underneath that South America. So we already have America everywhere. All we need to do is get Mexico in place, and we need to get Canada in place, and we're going to see a lot of growth, a lot of prosperity, especially for us as Americans. And one of those things are going to be coming in farming, lumber, the oil. There's a lot of untapped resources due to the fact that, there's still a lot of natural ecosystem in the northern part of Canada. And also, if we were to bring in Greenland, it will be monstrous. The world will submit. You understand? There will be none of this, backbiting and shit talking that everybody's doing. We'll reduce this whole energy of people coming here and taking and making money, making our American dollars, and then sending it back to their nations, and it's going to be the biggest trump card that is ever pulled for those individuals who say, oh, I hate Donald Trump, I'm going to move to Mexico. Oh, I hate America, I'm going to move to Mexico. Oh, America's racist, I'm going to move to Mexico. And then we make Mexico America. How you feel? How you like that? You understand? There's a lot more land, even though there's a lot of land right here in America that's not being used. I don't know if it's classified as inhabitable or uninhabitable, but there is a lot of land. A lot of good resources, especially in the North Washington area, and then into Canada, and then we connect Alaska over. There's a lot of clear, pure water and a lot of stuff that we need because America has turned into one humongous shithole in a lot of locations. New York, Oakland, San Diego, LA is on fire right now. So anybody that's in California, I suggest you get the fuck on and make some big plans to get the fuck on. I'm definitely put myself in the sacrificial position to assist anybody who wants to relocate out of those regions or even the East Coast regions into what we call this whole Vegas picture. You dig what I'm saying? I like a more internalized home team with individuals that's, intellectually focused and sound. That isn't a big demand on the West Coast. You dig what I'm saying? Man, I don't know why it's so dark in here. But the energies are the energies. Sometimes the lighting is bright, sometimes it's dark, whatever the case. You dig what I'm saying? But anyways, back to the Wealth of Nations. So I salute Trump. Go ahead and make that move immediately because those moves will definitely, help the economy of America, and it'll bring in a lot of money, specifically for my group and for those who want to start playing around in the stock market, because as soon as those lines are erased, you best believe McDonald's is going to bleed, Burger King is going to bleed, Walmart is going to bleed into all of those regions, and then not only that, our farming and our produce will get back to a good status because they have farms over there in Canada and in Mexico that aren't underneath the whole USDA and the federal regulations that we fuck with here, and it's not mechanicalized is the word, I guess, or another colonized is another word on how they do the farming, and it's definitely reduced the quality of the foods. So if we want things to get back to a more healthy position, we need Canada. Canada needs us, and I definitely wanted to put that out there. It's the wealth of the nations, so if anybody has anything that they would like to state about any political situations or what's going on with other countries right now, go ahead and put it up. That is the basis of the conversation today, and then what's going on. Germany and France tried to warn Trump about trying to get Greenland from Denmark, and I think that there's no warning that you could drop. You know what I'm saying? This is just like what's going on with the cartels in Mexico. You may have a little military and whatnot, but you don't have tier 1 is what they call it. You do not have the level of helicopters and planes and B-52s and atom bombs and so on and so forth that we do have, and there needs to be a control on the situation. And the reason why there needs to be a control is because how many deaths have we witnessed from this fentanyl? We need to tap into our medical industry and remove this fentanyl usage inside the medical industry, because that's where a lot of that's what I'm talking about, brother. The wealth of nations. The brother says it right here, the brown hawk. That's what we need is eagles and hawks. How you doing today? The wealth of nations is the Republicans' playbook. That's what I'm talking about. Brainiacs who are in the know. Okay? The wealth of nations is the Republicans. It is the nation's playbook on how, Europeans been able to take over this whole game. This book was actually published in 1776, the same year that this country was founded in. Now, and within this, if you get this, which is the mathematical understanding for progression when it comes to business, okay, then you also add in the kicked out of heaven right here, which is the cultural sustenance of Europeans and the invisible telepathic skills and how those skills were developed and their unification in order to move in synchronicity with each other. You want to get the kicked out of heaven. You have to have that. So all those books within combination, you have become, basically. You have become, the entrepreneur. You are ready to ahoy. You are ready to set sail on the ship. You understand me? And that's what, my niggas need to be doing. Yeah, at least that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else is going to truly bring it to you in that point. We do respect, the Egyptian gods, the Greek gods, the Roman gods. We respect the Aztecan gods, the Incan gods, and all the stories, that, and all of these individuals in their lineage, their stories, and their capacity to be authentic and real sits inside the space of the money religion. You know what I'm saying? So we have a question here from a drunk Janet Jackson, I guess that is in the picture. The Matrix is asking, do I think a collapse is happening? No. This is the great desire of the native to want things to, and I'm not referring that to you, Matrix. So, but the native has this desire of wanting things to collapse because you have no position of control and power inside the system. But then when we look at your ancestors didn't develop any system that is reliable or is respected worldwide, especially when we want to talk about monetarily. There is no Ghana coin that is being respected anywhere across the planet. There's no Nigerian coin that is respected anywhere across the planet. And we are their ancestors. I mean, we are the descendants of them, of those individuals who are in Africa. And we're running around here with millions of dollars, and we run around here with diamonds in our teeth right now. Okay, that's our status, and they're not doing that in Africa. They can't. As a matter of fact, I've been told. Not been told, but I've heard it on several interviews where rappers are told not to go to Africa because it's chaos. They have no self-control. There is a large line of jealousy and wanting to attack what we have or trying to strip us from what we have. And this is laced all throughout history. You dig what I'm saying? There will not be a collapse. And anybody who promotes a collapse, which here at the Money Religion, we don't do that. We do not promote any form of destruction, for businesses. I don't give a fuck who's running the business. But I also will not sit here and tell you that you need to promote the space of it's a black business. That's one thing we don't do. Money is green. Green is everything. A product is designed in the space to be a solution to a problem. So that is a problem for everybody, just like shoes. Everybody had a problem of walking barefoot. So now we make the shoe, and we're not doing a black business for the shoe. You dig what I'm saying? Just sell the shoe to every goddamn body, and then enjoy your yacht is how that works. You see what I'm saying? So there won't be any... Yeah, exactly. There's a brother states here, it's suicidal to want something to collapse on top of you. Now, one thing that I stated, especially when 2020 happened and everybody was doing all this destruction of the businesses and whatnot, those who promote the destruction of a society cannot build one. Always remember that. So it's done out of a space of jealousy, and jealousy is immature. We don't operate off of the 7 deadly sins here. You know what I'm saying? And jealousy and envy is not going to be a space that we, move on, So never, ever promote any form of destruction. We have the data of the destruction of many different civilizations and how that occurred. So, and it's right here on the internet. It's right here in our Library of Congress. It's in the multitude of all the libraries that are scattered across America. And we do have libraries everywhere, you understand. And for us to collapse while in the preservation of that type of information is immediately, immediately proves the idiocy that we are in, okay, which is submitting to operating off of the emotions. So we don't do that, you know what I'm saying? We're here for building, we're here for progression, we're here for the security of the beautiful women that we have in our nation, and that's what we're going to do. You understand? This is the wealth of nations today. You dig what I'm saying? I want some more questions. Y'all fill them in. Any more updates on the Trump Tower Cybertruck? Asking you straight from the source, the 702 right on the scene. No, there's no updates. Your attempt was weak. Your conditions are weak. You know, you tried to do it in a metaphysical where we're gonna have the Tesla truck blow up at the Trump Towers, and you failed like the coward you are. You know, but what's very interesting about both situations here in Las Vegas and New Orleans that they soldiers both come from the Fort Bragg, and then not only um you know, their own, not only they come from the Fort Bragg, but supposedly they were both going through divorces and they were depressed because they did. So they tried to indirectly blame it on the power that the female has to depress by her departure, by her breaking up from the relationship. And we're not going to do that neither. We're not going to blame your lame attempts, you know, which are actually completely backwards in the space of timing, you know, because, you know, you wanted to do this Cybertruck thing on the next morning after New Year's Eve, when New Year's Eve there was over 300,000 people walking the streets. You know, if you're gonna try to do it correctly, you know. And it also makes our military look bad, you know. It makes a lot of things look bad, you know. We need to stop with all of this fucking foreign exchange student shit in the military. Keep these motherfuckers out of our picture. Don't try to blame Islam. They have nothing to do with it. Don't try to blame, you know, the Saudi Arabia. I mean, as soon as we have a situation like crisis actors, it puts a question mark to every single situation that they want to claim to be a terrorist threat, or they want to, you know, or a school shooting or whatever the fuck. They got crisis actors. What the fuck is the point of a crisis actor, B? Like, what is that? You know? So basically, there's a lot of these situations that are intentionally set up, you know, for public hysteria, you know, and it's done in a Hollywood format, and it's done in an area to control. You know what I'm saying? So, the brother here states, how many times did Busta Rhymes scream, "There's only 5 years left" on the intro of his first 3-4 albums? I don't know. I never listened to a Busta Rhymes album, you know, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you. But, you know, there is the native, but look at the native conditions, you know, the mud hut, you know, living in the straw house, you know, and you live in these squalid conditions. And you want to promote that everybody else lives in the same conditions as you. So misery loves company. So then you know, go out here and you have hopes for the destruction of the greatest nation that the world has ever seen. And it'll never happen. You know what I'm saying? Here at the Money Religion, we are proud of where we are at as Americans. We're proud of our history. We survived slavery, which was good. All races on the planet have survived a slavery. So let's keep that clear. There is no desire for vengeance or revenge or anything of that nature. You know, like I've stated many times before, due to the big battle in between good and evil that we're all witnessing here, the most revolutionary act you could do is not allow yourself to be, you know, socially influenced, you know, to submit to the propaganda. You dig what I'm saying? Which, like the brother All Caesar says here, you know, the Y2K and all of this, you know, it's bullshit. You know, Y2K. How many other situations do we have? You know, in the year 2000, the internet was supposed to collapse, and you know, then we had the COVID, then we had the government shutdown, then we had the recession, then we had the housing market shut down and all of this other nonsense. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen, my friend. Yeah. Then we had the 2012 Mayan calendar situation. You know, Western civilization does have a tone or a certain percentage of it where, you know, propaganda, social propaganda is going to be based upon what we call the sky is falling theory, right? Which is taught to you as folklore, as American folklore when you were a child. You know what I'm saying? There is no sky that is falling. You're full of shit. You know, just shut the fuck up, you know? I don't want to hear what you got to say. Nobody wants to hear your nonsense because it is definitely negative. And And in the areas of negativity, we don't find progression. You dig what I'm saying? So it's always wise to have preparation and to balance out your pros and cons in whatever situation you get involved in, especially when it comes to money decisions. And you're going to have to, when you recognize your pros, they're sound and they stay still. The cons are what wobbles, and the cons are where you're gonna have to ask a million questions. So for all you ladies, all you pretty ladies out there who have telepathic skills and psychic unification with your man, do not think that your mate is over here thinking in a space of negativity when he has to weigh out the cons in his mind first. So we have to weigh out all of these areas of the possibilities and the probabilities, so you don't feel any down, no downtreading experience, and we don't feel anything that's going to put us in a negative situation, whether that be financially or what's going on, whatever your circumstance is. You don't understand? So please understand that when men speak on the areas of cons, it is not negative, okay? This is a mandate to think in that space so you can get what is favored and what is good for the both, or what is good for everybody. You see what I'm saying? Um, you know, yeah. The brother says here, Africans are good people. We want best for everyone in the world amid these life-changing events. I wish that was believable, but we must deal with the reality, and the reality is that, when we look at what's going on in Europe, and we look at what's going on in China, there's a lot of destructive activity that Africans, are guilty of in those regions, and that's also here in America. Especially if we're going to talk about the mass amount of scamming that's been coming out of Nigeria, or been coming out of, coming through the computer lines, and the whole attempt to read the matrix and whatnot, and try to understand through the blockchain where people's finances are at, the pig butchering, and a lot of other scams and schemes. And then also when you're here in America, there isn't no open arms to teach any form of history, to teach any form of language. There is no open arms. Show me the school in America where Africans have gathered together to teach their language or cultural ways to the African Americans. Exactly. You're not going to find one, because that's not their mentality. Their mentality is, even when it comes to the streets and the niggas that's running scams in the major cities all across America, you know what I'm saying? They fuck with the white collar realm. Africans only fuck with Africans, and they will not bleed their game out or connect with any African Americans. You dig what I'm saying? We are looked at as the killmongers. So I wish that was good, and I'm not a person who just listens to anything that comes out of anybody's mouth. I do appreciate the attempt, but that is not the fact. So and if that was the fact, we would find evidence by there being some self-sustenance within inside the realms of Africa. You dig what I'm saying? What's going on down there is grotesque, by majority rule. Now, I'm not going to erase or act as if I don't know about the developed locations. There's many developed locations. Ghana is one of them. There's many cities, major cities that look beautiful with their engineering and architecture and everything, but that is not the majority. You understand? And the majority is, the lions, the panthers, and the elephants and the rhinos are running around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've heard about the Ghanaians, doing something where African Americans can move to Ghana and all of this other stuff. Don't do it. Go with what you know. You know what I'm saying? I've been across the ocean to other locations, and no place on this planet has the diversity that America has. If you want to go back to Africa, good for you. I'll go there to visit, and that's about the most I could do. I would never move there. I wouldn't move anywhere outside of the country. I don't know what your function is. I don't know what your culture line is. And I'm not trying to restart in those areas. You know what I'm saying? There's always undertones and unspoken laws when you're dealing with a new culture. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the rule, Yeah, so I don't, I do love the way the Moroccan women and the Ethiopian women and the Eritrean women carry themselves. I salute to that, but that goes back to ancient stuff on how they move. But I'll never disassociate myself from Africans. I know plenty of them. And I've done business on lightweight legal things. But the real big money that Africans make is in the illegal departments, and they don't share their game, which there could be a very large a net that could be constructed in that area where a lot more households could be fed, and a lot more things could be discovered pertaining to the dark web or whatever the case. But them niggas get down, and they get down into space where they ain't gonna get violent when it comes to this American line. If they get fucked over, they just shut down the situation and go the other direction. You know. The brother says that the Ghana return is not what people thought. They just want finances from foreigners. I know people there. Yeah, and the financial situation is very tricky because they're still operating off of the old monetary of the old forms of money from Europe. They're not operating off of the euro in Africa. They operate off of the old franc and the old douche and the old liver and all of that other stuff. The different forms of but it's older money, so it has a lesser value, And then not only that, there's a lot of mines that are there in Africa, the cobalt mines and things of that nature. And you don't protect your shit, Protect your fucking shit, man. Stop letting the people come through there. And I will salute that African king, I think it was. He's a young guy. He's some military soldier as well, and he just bought back all of the gold mines in his country, I think it was. And that was a wise move. But how you gonna sell the gold, or what you're gonna do with it now? Can you transport the gold? There's a lot of things to look at when it comes to business, But not only that, you need sound military. There's no militaries inside. There's no navies. There's no air forces in any country in Africa. So that needs to be approached as well. But all of these things take finances, and besides finances, it's going to take manpower. And from that manpower, you're going to need violence aimed at the right party in order for these things to be put in place correctly. But like Trump said, what he's going to do with Canada is there's economic warfare, and that is definitely the styles of warfare that is going to be used from here on out in the future. Burkina Faso. Yeah, that's the dude's name. And so shouts out to him for his progressions and everything that he's done. But economic warfare, and then also, if it's not going to be economic, it's definitely going to be in the realms of technology. So, with the drones and, sleeper bombs and smart bombs and all of that other type of shit, which is what America has built their position to. You know what I'm saying? The money that we've been and then this unification of Canada with Mexico, Central America, and South America is definitely response to your attempt at doing that brick shit. That brick shit ain't gonna work. The American dollar will stand strong. The American people will stand strong. And with the unification of Mexico and Canada, the dollar will definitely have a higher value, and we'll be able to go ahead and get us some pretty Brazilian women who have no McDonald's in their generation, in their blood. You know what I'm saying? The women in America, 20, 30 years of Red Lobster is in the DNA. Do you understand? And we don't want that fucking smell that's coming out of motherfuckers' bodies, from eating fucking garbage ass food and not paying attention to your intake. And these motherfuckers out here in Central America and Mexico and South America, they've been eating on fruits directly off the tree that's untampered, and we need to correct our whole system. Supposedly RFK is going to be knocking out the color dyes within 3 days. It's going to be outlawed that all color dyes going to have to get the fuck out of our foods. Okay, and with that, we'll be able to get some mental clarity back, and we'll able to, a lot of this obesity and shit will drop, because we let our women off the hook, and we sat back and watched at what they would do by nature, and we have seen what they have done, which has been self-sabotage when it comes to the consumption of food, and when it also comes to the liquor intake that's going on, and it's distorted the body shape. Motherfuckers are surviving off of gas station foods. We need to outlaw that. We need to outlaw foods being sold in the gas station. The gas station is exactly that. It's for gas. Okay. And that's it. All that fucking garbage you selling in the fucking gas station needs to fucking stop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, that may be true. Africans feel African Americans are not really black because we're born and raised amongst the whites. I mean, yeah, that's true, I guess. But fuck how they feel. I don't give a fuck about how another motherfucker feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does your feelings do for me? All of that submitting to the feeling of shit, man. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? This is a mathematical environment. Everything on this planet is mathematical. So when we take the seed from a plant and we add it to the dirt, then we add water, then we add sun, then the plant grows. That is the end of the equation. Do you understand? So everything is mathematical. Fuck a feeling. Fuck what a motherfucker think. Fuck your fucking opinion, unless you have an educated opinion, which is based off of, your accreditations. And if you have no accreditations, then you need to shut the fuck up and take some notes. You know what I'm saying? That's just what the bottom line is. Yeah, man. Niggas want to come to our country talking about how the fuck they feel and what the fuck they think. And nigga, take your shit back to wherever the fuck you came from. We don't care. But that shows you the natural backward thinking of Native people. It's a natural space to think in this backward zone of, like I remember one time I saw they were doing a Venezuelan parade in New York, and the newscaster, the news reporter was out there and asked the lady, she was like, yeah, so what is this parade for? And she was like, oh, just to let you know that we're Venezuelan and we're here and we're Venezuelan, and exactly, because you're a dumbass. You see how that works? We don't give a fuck if you're here. What the fuck does that mean? Get to work. Yeah, you have to crack the whip on that goddamn back. The human is gonna get knocked upside the head because the human thinks very backwards. And until you get this type of material that kicked out of heaven, and you get the Wealth of Nations, and you read this type of level of material and intellect, which is a mandate after high school, and then for your success line, for sure, then you're going to be thinking in the space of a great bat and spider web on the brain. You see what I'm saying? And this is confusion, and within the space of that confusion, you're going to be stuck. And then that's when motherfucker gets stuck at the bar drinking the goddamn beer all goddamn day. Because you're not taking in the reality of your responsibility, or maybe you don't know self. And to know self is very important. That is definitely what we specialize here at the Money Religion, and you should specialize in that, on your own time. You need to understand, what your birth date links to, what your name links to. You need to reevaluate your entire life and see that there was things that you were taught as a child that reappeared as the status of you being an adult. And this is a part of the line of the path that you need to be on, the golden brick road, to receive your gold pie at the end of the rainbow. You dig what I'm saying? And we're not relating no rainbow to no LGBTQ shit. And the LGBTQ will be slaughtered. okay? Because you have, you have degraded, and well, you haven't degraded the essence of the rainbow. You have attempted to degrade and to defame and to deface what the rainbow stands for. So because you have attempted to do so, and you will have great retaliation amongst you, and it's going to come in a lot of different forms. It may be flies and locusts. It may be vermin, the rats, may come, but there's going to be something coming for your retarded shit, and then for also you to think you're going to play with the status of God and try to create new forms of humans and new genders, and then try to have those motherfuckers walk out the microwave, and then try to enforce it on the uprighteous population of America. You've lost your goddamn mind. Okay, and through the losing of your mind, we will make sure that there is great surgery on the skull, on the scalp. We will enter into the what we call the cerebral cortex. You understand? And we remove the fucking medulla oblongata out your goddamn shit. You talking your fucking dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't be coming up to America talking about how your homeland is so great. Then take your ass right back over there. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're going to do. We'll go to one of our circuses. You remember the circus, everybody? And we'll take one of these cannons that we used to shoot the midgets out of, and we'll stuff your monkey ass right up in here. And pow! You know what I'm saying? Take your ass right back to wherever the fuck you came from, nigga. You don't like to move here. You understand? America will be America. We're going to go ahead and attain Canada, and we're going to attain Mexico, and there will not be any what's the word I'm looking for? There will not be anything against that move, okay? You will not fight against, that move, okay? We will have Mexico and all the pretty ladies that are there, and the Central America. We're gonna make us a Greyhound map, and we're gonna go down there and bust them badass bitches right up here. Do you understand me? Because they're broke, they're needy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we like. You know what I'm saying? Here in America, we'll bust the pretty needy woman, okay, right up here to the Las Vegas and to the Chicago. Do you understand me? And to the motherfucking Atlanta. You understand? And we will have more human engineering going on, and we will develop more motherfucking Tupacs and more 50 Cents and more fucking everything else. We will develop more Beyoncés for you motherfuckers across the globe. And that's the way it works. You understand? So don't get mad. Don't get jealous. The Lord designated you to be born wherever the fuck you were born. You are to deal in those conditions. You dig what I'm saying? The best thing to do if you're a tribal person is to shut your goddamn TV off and stop fucking with your mind about all the fantasies that's going on over here in the real world, over here where we have developed and progressed. You understand me? And stick with what you got. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure that your fucking monkey doesn't get over roasted over the fire. You know what I'm saying? You have to go consult with the witch doctor and shit. That's the way motherfuckers are still moving in many locations across the planet. I just read an article the other day talking about all the cannibal gangs in Papua New Guinea. And yeah, they niggas that look just like us. A nigga that you'll find in Detroit looking just like this nigga over here in Papua New Guinea. It's a cannibal gang. They're eating the foot. They put the candy yam on the foot. And they brag about, the amputated body part. That is great Thanksgiving for them. You understand? And you keep that fucking degenerate shit right over there, nigga. Don't scare me, nigga, because over here we don't use no bow and arrows, nigga. Yeah, look it up. It's a bow and arrow gang. It's a cannibal gang over there. We don't use no bow and arrows, nigga. We use 223s and lasers. Welcome to the real world. The Jetsons, nigga. The brother states here, the science that I dropped about women's chaos pushing men into a successful state was fire, like meeting billionaires at a bar. Right. But what you got to understand about that, it's funny you took the conversation there because it is a part of the wealth of nations, is that when she challenges you, she only challenges you to see, how big of your cojones that you have, that you're going to, stump down and make the eyes go bright. She looks at you like this with the bright eyes, and that's through your intellectual prowess, which is superior to hers. That's also from a calm state. Is a lot of women like to see if they can get a rise up out of you if you're too calm, and that's because they goddamn parasite in them be fucking affecting their mind all day with all types of words and be saying all types of negative shit to them. So they also understand that you don't have the uterus in you, so because they know that you're not getting plagued in the mind like they are, they want to attack you. It's out of a form of jealousy, but it's also out of a form of boredom too. You know what I'm saying? The parasite gets bored with it just bugging the woman all the time that she's in, and she wants to bug everything else that's on the outside and attempt to control. You understand? This is where the screeching comes in. This is where the nerve, the eardrum, and hearing the frequency of that voice all the time makes the man leave. The man goes, out and about, and he is at the coffee house. The coffee house is what the medieval times is what the people used for the engine of fast thinking and creative thought. And there was all different types of coffee houses throughout the course of the medieval times. And they had coffee houses for law. They had coffee houses for history. They had coffee houses for science. They had coffee houses for chemistry or alchemy, or even, the laws of, attire and clothing. They had coffee houses for all different types of aspects, and in these coffee houses, women were not allowed to be in them because they didn't want the disturbance of a woman's beauty to affect a man's building when it comes to the philosophy, which is the basis of an industry. Just like what you're seeing right now with the whole Skip Bayless situation, right? If the woman is attractive, she is beautiful. And if we're going to have a woman in here that's going to be an opinion, that's going to give opinions on shit she don't even experience, because you've never played any of these sports, but you're running your fucking flipper flapper about them. Okay, your clam clapper. You're running your fucking clam clapper about sports that you've never been in. Okay, and then you brought great disturbance to the entire industry, to the entire channel. You brought disturbance, and you have to understand that this type of stuff is intentional because Europeans understand these sciences. Let's see if I can show you the book. Let's see if I can get the book real quick. Let me look real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second here. Jeez. I can't find it. Okay. But, there's this one phenomenal book. It's called The Subordinate Sex. And it's written by a man and his wife. And that's why I love these books, especially when you get these deep books talking about women, is that they're usually written by, two scholars, and those two scholars will be both man and woman. You dig what I'm saying? The majority of the books that I have up here talking about women are actually written by women. Okay? So let's keep that clear. And that's one reason why I love, the Caucasian studies, the European studies, is because when you run into situations like that, it's very clear that they're speaking from a status of not being biased, and they're going completely off of, what they've learned in history and what they've discovered. And it clearly states inside that book that, the European studies, they know when they introduce a female into an industry, the industry is going to shut down. And that's basically what we're looking at right now with this whole situation with the whole Skip Bayless. You're beautiful. You smell good. You got your cleavage out. You have the bouncy hair. You have the pretty eyes. You have the pretty toes sticking out of your shoes here. Yeah, you have the high heels to hike up the hiney. The ass is fat. You walk around with your fucking thong string. We can see it through your clothes. This is disturbance to what we need to discover in the realms philosophy and the psychology and the sociology and the monetary laws pertaining to a business. So when we're constructing these things, the woman cannot be involved because it is natural for her to put herself in a position to be attractive. She likes the quote unquote attention, right? And men will want to give that attention. And as soon as we put our attention on you, the attention has been taken away from what we're focusing on when it comes to the building. Okay, trying to see if I can find it. It's probably in one of my other bookcases. I got bookshelves all across the house, but yeah. So don't ever think it's that. And women have always tried to paint this picture as if, oh, these niggas is on some bird shit because they doing the secret society without you. No, it's because, for number one, you don't have the brain for comprehension on a lot of these things when they get into their deep areas, and that has been proven by the origin story of ancient Egypt, which all of that is talked about inside the Encyclopedia on the Alchemy of Women. By now, you get all 9 books: Kicked Out of Heaven, Volume 1, 2, and 3, The Black Man's Bible, The Ethereal Law, all in paperback, and then you get the 4 ebooks, which is the Encyclopedia on the Alchemy of Women, Volume 1 and 2, Real Nigga Etiquette, and Real Nigga Etiquette Voodoo Edition in ebook for $100 right now. Stop playing, nigga. Stop playing with me. You understand? So, as it is stated in the stories of the ancient Egypt, that a woman that is in the realms of knowledge and intellectually sound can't produce. She has problems with reproduction. Okay, so female professors and things of that nature, their vaginas are going to shut down in the areas of reproduction, excuse me. And the reason being is because she comprehends too many big words. A woman's mind needs to be based off of monosyllable words. How, where, there. I am. You know what I'm saying? All of those type of words. What school do you go to? You see? How old are you? The words that only have one syllable. Any words with a lot of syllables in it, and you speak to a female in big words, it's going to make her lose attention, okay, of whatever you're talking about, and then they're going to try to reduce it by calling it mansplaining. You see that shit? You see what I'm saying? So as we see the whole situation with the Joy Taylor female and the whole Skip Bayless, she done destroyed damn near a whole section of the industry when it comes to sports commentary, because you want to bounce your little pretty titties and cleavage around here when you need to be in the goddamn apron. Okay? Bounce your fucking cleavage in the motherfucking apron is what we're going to do for 2025 and beyond. We can't play with these spaces anymore because it's definitely bringing destruction to our civilization. Okay? It's bringing destruction to everything that we're trying to be forward with. And if you want to do your own thing, you want to be independent, then gather around your ladies, and play volleyball or something. Create a sport, you know what I'm saying? Because every sport that you're playing as of current is a model or a mimic it's an imitation from the sport that a man designed. So design your own shit. You know what I'm saying? And have fun in there. We'll finance it just like we financed the WNBA for how many years and ain't made a goddamn dime. And they're only doing that shit so you stop running your motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? And when we bring in Canada, when we bring in Mexico, we'll have a lot more teams. We'll definitely it'll force us into an area in the sports to give a lot more respect and attention towards soccer. We'll definitely get into that space. We'll probably have to augment, and go back to military time. We'll probably have to do that because all nations on the outside of America use military time, which makes common sense. I do believe clearly that because we don't use military time, it sort of has broken our American common sense. 12 does not go to 1, 12 goes to 13. And that's just what it is. So we need to go to military time. The differences in between Fahrenheit and Celsius and all of that, who cares? The differences on how we use pounds and weight and thing. I think we need to stick to the metric system of pounds more so than What they use is grams and kilos in other countries across the globe. But yeah, I definitely believe that. So, Trump, make the move and make the move immediately. And our response here at the Money Religion is going to start going to the moneyreligion.locals.com, and we need to start discussing our ticker symbols and what we're going to be using in the stock market, because as soon as that line is erased in between these nations, a lot of different businesses are going to go up on the stock market, and we want to be there for that. That might be the last, the last ship on the dock for us to go ahead and sail. So, fast food, a lot of things are going to skyrocket. What's some other things? Vehicles, there might be some going up in the stock in those areas because companies are going to merge. Grocery stores, damn sure, are probably going to merge, and there's going to be expansion in a lot of areas. They might keep the Canadian businesses as the Canadian businesses and not merge with America. We respect. America is already designed in a position to respect region and culture, and that is definitely an important thing to understand when it comes to the stock market. You gotta be a sociologist with this shit. So, those grocery stores or whatever businesses that they're using in Canada are definitely going to go up on the stock market because there's going to be a lot of Americans that move out there just because of the ecosystem. And there's better air, there's better greens, there's more plants, blah, 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 so on and so forth. We're going to have to pay attention to farming, and what's going on in the food industry, because there's a lot more farms, and I'm pretty sure they have healthier meat, they have healthier everything in Canada versus America. You know what I'm saying? Oil is probably going to go up. There's going to be a lot of booming in the stock market if we were to just erase that little line and then make Canada America, and we can do a lot more traveling without the dependency of a passport, and there's plenty of Americans who want to move down to Brazil or want to move down to, an Ecuador or a Panama or a Guatemala. So let's just go ahead and take the whole thing, Central America, South America, all of that. And, there's definitely, these are the world's sources of illegal drugs as well. And, you're going to have to do something with that space. You're not going to be able to shut it down. It is a natural dependency, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of people across the planet, but the violence that's being committed in Mexico is unnecessary. So that needs to be toned down, and we'll definitely see what happens with that. I do believe Ecuador just put in that crazy penitentiary. There's like the most secured penitentiary across the planet or something like that. So hopefully we don't, in America, watch out, we might adapt that system here. I don't know. We might move all of our criminals to Greenland and move all the people from Greenland to America. Who knows? There's a lot of things that can be done. You have to watch out for what's going to come next after Trump, especially if he makes big moves like this, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be barren. They're definitely trying to socially propagandize Trump's son Barron to be the next one to look at. I've seen a couple of videos and things up that lane. So yeah, this is what's going on. I like it. It gives us all hope here because we're gonna stay focused, and we need to start today, right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get on. I'm gonna be up all night, from here on out, and we're gonna go ahead and get on that Money Religion. I'm gonna put all my ticker symbols up that I've discovered over time. I got about like 72 of them that I'm gonna upload, that anybody who is on that moneyreligion.locals.com, if you're over there, you will have access to all that information. And it is a place for donating of what you know, so we can all get rich and we can all, build some type of net between us, even though we're scattered abroad here in America, okay? and we need to have a better focus on not being scattered abroad, because I mean, even though, you can make a lot of money through the wire with somebody in another location, there's just something about, you know, operating off of the original social conditions of humans. Like right now, I have to put this out there, you know, finding a mate on a dating site is not the original status of how humans meet. Usually there's a what they call love at first sight energy that goes on when you meet somebody for the first time. And as we grow older, we get all of these rules and regulations on what we aren't going to do or what we're zero tolerant against that may block us from those individuals that need to be in our life. So we need to go ahead and, like I stated earlier, the person that you meet is only going to be 70 to 80% your desire. You're going to have to fall in love with a person's faults more so than their good points nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So if you want something that's successful, and success is based upon repetition, and it's also based upon not giving up, not quitting, and holding on. And if you can't do that, you just have the innate nature to be a motherfucking clown, and you have to run and hide and do all this coward shit, you know what I'm saying, and you can't hold on, well, then do that, because whatever your nature is your nature, and that's something that you won't be able to change. No, only the person can change, yeah, you know what I'm saying. No, no, no. Greenland isn't considered a part of the Americas. Greenland is controlled by Denmark. You know, um, yeah, it's not a part of the Americas, but if you were to look at it geographically, we are, Canada has a connection right to it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a possible thing. I find it beautiful. If it occurs, I want it to occur. It'll definitely boost up our economy. It'll definitely have us looking fly again, and give us some strength, because there's a lot of weakness. There's a lot of sickness. We need to clean up the medical industry. And I know you heard that they're now taking all medical debt off of your credit report. As a matter of fact, the whole credit system needs to be just destroyed. And let's go ahead and put that out there because, my generation, we definitely fell into the trick bag of what the credit system is. And the credit system was only invented in 1986, my nigga. So our parents got hit with it, didn't know what it was, left it alone. They kept their factory jobs. They were grandfathered in. And before you know it, they got 700, credit scores and whatnot. And then we grew up in this whole thing of great defiance with, the social influence of gangs and, being defiant against our, being revolutionaries against our parents or the government and all this other shit. And in the areas of us being defiant, we've destroyed our credit scores. And credit is basically a new thing. Okay, anything that's on this planet, what you have to understand and what the kicked out of heaven will teach you is that when a thing is introduced to the human, when we talk about, maybe a new car or maybe even a religion or maybe even, the television, it takes about 100 years for it to hit a status of standard and normality. And, we all know how to function and operate with it. It takes about 100 years. It doesn't matter what that is. So that's including the credit. So credit needs to be destroyed. That whole system, it's backwards, and there's been a lot of hustles being done off of credit, pertaining now business credit. That's a different thing than personal credit. So then maybe we can keep the system of business credit for businesses because those are people who are attempting to do things for other people. Now, when it comes to personal credit, that system, well, it does have its validity in the standpoint of, what an application is. And that's because the native isn't raised in an honorable space to understand that your word is all you have, and you must do what you say that you're going to do. You must be able to peer into the future and and know what you can do and what you can't do, and only state what you can do. And there's nothing wrong with doing this. If you don't know a thing, then shut the fuck up. It's fine for you not to know. There's nothing wrong with you not knowing. There's many things I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm never going to put myself in a position of some vulnerability or to get fucked over or to be made the fool because I tried to play that I did know a thing and I didn't know. You see what I'm saying? You see? So that's why the application is put in place. That's why the credit is put in place, is to see if you're going to do what you say you do and what your commitment and dedication lines are to. And can you see a thing from A to Z? Because the majority of humans can't. You know? Yes, I do understand that to get business credits, cards, the bank uses your personal credit. I do understand that completely, but like that system was created, that system can be changed within the laws and regulations. You know, we can build a business credit off of your proof of showing that you can already operate that business without the credit line. So then we only give you the credit line for advancement. You see how quick that was? There's many different ways you could do it without including a personal credit. You dig what I'm saying? And personal credit, due to attachments with other individuals who are not raised, nor do they operate in an honorable space, you know, and do what they say they're going to do, and be reliable when it is needed, and you know, because you may attach yourself to these type of individuals, they might fuck your line up. And that's definitely what happens in a lot of positions when it comes to personal credit. You know, you may want to look out for a child or a grandchild, and you say, okay, I'll sign, you know, so you can get this car off this lot, you know, and you can use my credit line. And then this motherfucker lets her boyfriend drive the car. This nigga go get into a car accident. The car is totaled, and now your credit is fucked off, you know, because you attached yourself to individuals who aren't responsible. And that can happen, but that has nothing to do with a business that is providing to people, you know, whatever your business may be. So personal credit and business credit are two completely different things, you know what I'm saying? And you have to operate, you know, you have to be very careful, because life ends up being a thin ice position, especially when you're dealing with individuals who do not hold any pride towards honor. And that is the majority rule out here. You know, they do not, they think that the quick quick satisfaction, the immediate satisfaction, and the quick decision, and being inexperienced and being naive is some area of cuteness or attraction, or, you know, attracts people into you so they can be a superior over you. And everybody are operating off of these inferior, petty thinking spaces, you know. And that's all there is to it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot require a personal guarantee in order to utilize business credit. Yeah, because people are tired of fucking around with dishonorable fucks out here. But then at the same time, Europeans aren't going to give you the root cultural mechanisms that they operate off of, that is the sustenance of a credit system and industry, or the stock market, or businesses, or the development of product. They're not giving those sciences to anybody. You know, you can even get to the highest level of Harvard and you're not going to get those sciences. And the reason being is because those sciences come from their culture, which is medieval times, okay? And the medieval times is actually a composite of Rome, Greece, Moorish sciences, Islamic sciences. You got Egyptian sciences up in there. You got Gypsy sciences. You got Judaic sciences, the Kabbalah. All of that is intertwined into what we call the medieval times. And that's what we have right here. And that's what I provided for you, because it's the culture. It's not, well, you know, what they tell you. Look, if I'm running shit, I'm not going to tell you what is assisting me running shit, because I'm running shit. you know. And unfortunately, the human has this genetic code of wanting to be the king and wanting to subordinate everybody, and they want a slave, and they want to do all this fucking I'm the boss hog Don shit. It's this, this battling God complex that the human has. Men and women alike have it. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not going to teach you, what the trickery that I incorporate in order for you to stay in your position, stagnant, and also backward, and also failure. I'm not going to teach you that because I'm running the show, and I love it up here. I love my gold toilet. What the fuck are you talking about? So don't be going to their fucking universities thinking that you gonna learn some shit. Nigga, they only training you for, a higher space in the hierarchy system to be a overseer, basically, and you're not down here flipping the patties with the fucking peasants, you understand, who have no desire for any forms of intellect. You dig what I'm saying? So you'll be in the trap with the thugs, with your crimies and your sliming. Okay, that's what you'll be doing. You dig what I'm saying? Because you have no intellectual capacity, and nor do you desire it. You dig what I'm saying? So that's just how this shit works, man. I'm not motherfucker. You can never expect the motherfucker kicking ass to teach you how they gonna kick ass, because they're kicking your ass, and the ass feels good on my foot. It's really that simple, So the only way you're gonna figure the system out is to go to the medieval times, my nigga. And if you can't handle the medieval times and stare the devil in the motherfucking eyes, well, then you wasn't built for this shit. You need to sit on your fucking couch and eat your fucking Lucky Charms and watch the goddamn SpongeBob, because that's what you're built for. That's what your parents wanted you to do with your soul. You see? And that's, nigga, okay? Is it right or wrong what we're stating here? Okay? That's just what it is, my nigga. It was been like this before I was born. I don't want to hear the shit. Yeah, it was like this before I was born. So, but we not finna play no games. You dig what I'm saying? Don't expect for them to teach you a goddamn thing. They ain't finna teach you shit. Your intelligence is your responsibility. Your education line is your responsibility. It is nobody else's. They can do whatever the fuck they want to your children at public schools. They can treat you however the fuck they want to because they want to treat you that way. There's nothing in existence that says that they have to, sing Kumbaya with you and go to your fucking Kwanzaa and hold hands and fucking, go to the church pew and shit and pass the goddamn collection plate. There's nothing in existence that states that. There is no church in the wild. You understand? And this is the wild, and you're dealing with a culture of people who operate off of natural law. Now, there's something about the native people where they have a lot of congestion. There's a lot of fat back. When you take the slab of meat out and you got the yellow gelatin jiggly part, there's a lot of that in the frontal lobe of the Negro skull. You understand? Where thoughts and frequency just don't smoothly move through, and they can't conclude a lot of things, a lot of hypothetical fucking paranoia bullshit. I love it when niggas be all on some shit like, oh, they might get me, or this motherfucker trying to do shit, and I have to tap him on the shoulder and say, nigga, you have nothing, you own nothing, you do nothing. Nobody is trying to hunt anything from you. Nobody wants nothing from you. Oh, they want my melanin. Oh, they done sold this little nigga kidney. Nobody wants your black and mild lungs. Nobody wants your crown and royal liver. Nobody. Nobody wants your fucking Red Lobster's fucking stomach lining. Nobody wants it. So all of this bullshit that you're lying to yourself about is just spook ass bullshit. Nobody wants your shit, nigga. Yeah, nobody wants your goddamn shit. Get the fuck out of here. And then I love it when a nigga be like, a nigga, what did a nigga say? Nigga say, oh man, I want to do a restaurant. You want why niggas always want to do a restaurant? Because they always want to be in the scene. I want to be seen. Y'all all right? Y'all doing all good over there? Yeah, we doing good. Yeah, all right, I'm going to have them come get you a drink. Yeah, this is my spot. Yeah, this is my place. Yeah. Nigga, you want to be in the scene is what your problem is. And what the white boy do, the white boy said he type on the computer and make a faceless YouTube account making millions. You understand me? Phenomenal shit. Faceless, nigga. I put my products up on the Amazon. I don't give a fuck about no Barnes and Nobles, nigga. I get a motherfucking royalty, and I order this shit from China. These books, these Kicked Out of Heaven books that come with 1,000 color pictures were made in China. Yeah, your boy then did the international business line. I do get the export, import in the motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? The shit came on the big cargo ship and all of that shit. You dig what I'm saying? So I love it when niggas be on some, yeah, we're going to get the restaurant. I want it to be like this, and I want it to be like that. And I want it to, we're going to do the shrimp like this, and we're going to do the lobster like that, nigga. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And here's the point. Are you going to buy your product? No, that's not how business works. Nobody's buying your product. You see how that works? The people are going to have to buy your product, not you, is what I meant to say. You don't purchase your own shit. So anything that comes into a either service or a product has to be designed on a baseline of how humans operate. That's why the Kicked Out of Heaven series has 1,000 pictures, because I know all you niggas got Instagram. And you fucking with pictures, and you love the pictures. And you know what else tells me they love the pictures? Is the cathedrals that are built in Europe that have all the stained glass of all the saints everywhere in the building. They have what they call the 16th chapel and the big painting on the ceiling and all this other shit, right? So, due to the fact that you love the drawings and the paintings, and this is a standard in the human thought pattern. We can even see this in ancient Egypt, right? You have all the paintings on the wall of, Thoth and Ptah and Amen-Ra and all of this. As you tell the great stories, you have the hands coming down from the sun and all of this, but it's done in pictorial format. So you love the pictures, right? And then guess what else the human loves? Evidence. Now there's something wrong with this new generation that has a problem with evidence, because they always want to debate and battle some fucking shit instead of dealing with irrefutable information. Progressive minds like irrefutable information because they have gotten the totality, and now it's called next. Because that's what this life is. You're going to figure some shit out, and then guess what? Next. Okay, we go from A to Z, then it's next. That's why my mind is built on, nigga, get to the fucking point. A lot of women don't like that, because women want to go on the journey, which is going on a date, and going on all this bullshit. I'm like, man, get to the point. Let's see if the ham is smacking up in here. And if we do great sacred monkey dance together, and we can move on 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and everything is beautiful, now we have the next point. The next point is, well, what your money looking like? What my money looking like? What we gonna do in business? Okay, do you want to live here? Do you want to live there? We can progress and get to the fucking point. There ain't no way 720 gonna be sitting over here dating no fucking broad for no motherfucking years, nigga. You lost your goddamn mind. That's a bitch ass nigga can't get to the point. Like the women say, take lead. Well, I'm gonna take lead. That means I'm tugging on this leash that's got on your collar on your neck, and you best come along. Goddamn, that's what taking lead is. You know what I'm saying? Just like when motherfucker that owns a pet and a dog is walking in front of them, because the dog is leading, and you will smell great arse coming from underneath the tail, nigga. Yeah, that's how it works. That's what's called a catch fart. A follower is called a catch fart, because a follower, and that's medieval gangster language for you, just to let you know. That's actually in dictionaries. You know what I'm saying? You're a catch fart, nigga. You follow another motherfucker, and you're dealing with whatever shit they drop. You see how that works? Do you follow me now? Do you understand? So when you develop a product or a service, nigga, you better think on the standard line of the human. You know what I'm saying? It has to be seductive. Isn't this seductive? Look at it. It's mysterious. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You got this pretty girl right here. She has the baby on her lap. She's praying, and the ghost is behind her. It's all types of skulls. And you want to know what's really so crazy about this cover? Is that there's 27 skulls on here if you count them. You know what I'm saying? Yes, this pulls you in. Skulls and bones. What's going on? And you want to know, and then you flip through the literature, because when it comes to selling a book, you have a minute or less to attract the customer to purchase the material. So if the book is sitting inside of a bookstore and you see it sitting like this, you can be like, yo, what the fuck is that? Because of the size, and you're gonna say that because of the cover and the picture. It's like, what the fuck is this talking about? Untold history. And then you flip through, and the only thing that's gonna catch you when you flip it through is gonna be the pictures. And then by the time you see how many pictures are available, and then there's a 3-volume series, sold. I catch the sale. You understand me? And that's what the goal is. Your product has to be alive. Like fucking a leprechaun on the Lucky Charms is alive. Just like the tiger is alive on the motherfucking Frosted Flakes. Great. You know, and he's using that word great, which is actually Thoth's word. Thoth from ancient Egypt uses that word. He is thrice great, you know. So, yeah. Yeah, just had to drop that in on you just to let you know that there's a mass amount of sciences behind a product, and that also depends on what industry you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So you can apply some of those standard rules to maybe developing a car, but not all of them, because by details, you know, cars are a little bit more intricate. But they're designing cars now for the women, because women ain't paying attention to their credits and the contracts and all that other shit, and they just want to get up in the car and drive it around and look pretty and shit, and then they know you gonna fuck up. They know you gonna fuck up, and that's why they moved men out of society. Is for the dependency of female purchasing on products with the corporations. You see what I'm saying? And they know that they're developing cheap shit that's not going to work, but you don't care because you just want to be out and about shopping, which is trying to exemplify to other women that you are higher on the hierarchy scale, because you have the money to do the shopping. You know what I'm saying? Which means, you know, excess is also a symbol of prosperity. Okay, so to operate in excess, you know, that's why there's a tribe in Nigeria that actually fattens up their women for like 3-6 months, because a big woman is a sign of so-called prosperity. And in America, a big woman is a sign of cholesterol, my nigga. It's not a sign of prosperity. It is a sign of a mustard stain on the fucking shirt. You understand me? It is a sign of the ashy heels on the foot. You know, you need to shave down the heel. You know, sandpaper. You know what I'm saying? That's a sign of in America. So don't utilize that practice up here. You'll fuck yourself over. And then it's also a possible sign of great stink. Do you understand? You don't know what type of scent you gonna get when them goddamn thighs open up, nigga. Okay, you better watch yourself. And all big girls don't stink. Let me put that out there. But you better watch yourself. There's a lot of gas station food, okay, that people are devouring. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, my nigga Fetty just donated. And where is your donation? The rest of y'all up in here being greedy than a motherfucker. You ain't goddamn the wealth of nations. I'm over here trying to build a nation, and y'all niggas just making comments instead of dropping some dough in. We need some donations for the nation. You understand? You see how the two words go together? Dough and nation. Because you ain't gonna have no nation without no dough. You dig what I'm saying? And besides that, and even if you want to get to the origins of America, or even the origins of Greece, which you can find in the book of Corinthians in the Bible, the city of Corinth was financed by prostitutes. America was financed and built off of prostitutes. You dig what I'm saying? The majority of nations across this globe got their finances, even during the medieval times, this is the case, off of the prostitutes in the brothel. You know, there is great hanky-panky, and then there is great deposit for the account. You understand? And the finances are utilized right by those individuals who have matured past the space of sexual desire, okay, and know how to use people on the status of a chessboard instead of using it with the motherfucking slab out, like you have seen with all these fuck boys in the conscious community, right? They couldn't get past hanky panky hokey pokey, could they? None of your black leaders could get past the butt. They couldn't get past the pussy. Hips and pussy, right? Right? Am I right or wrong? None of them. They all argue about the cunt. You know? Why is that? You know? It's because it's immature. You know, not well experienced, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Bowing and praying to the black mother goddess didn't do shit for you niggas. Black Mother Goddess got you niggas locked up. Every last one of you niggas. From Malachi York to motherfucking to P. Diddy, goddamn. They all had problems, nigga. Yeah. Frederick Douglass said, we're not going to do this. Frederick Douglass went and got him the Snow Bunny. Same with, what's her name? Jack Johnson. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, this is the wealth of nations, you know. And let's go ahead and get some wealth moving so we can have our own nation shit going. Because I'm already the council on the city here. It's in California, Sun Village. And Sun Village will not get burned down, even though the rest of the locations out there are getting burned up. Like I said, if you're in Cali, you need to make a move, and you need to make a move aggressively, and you need to do it now, okay? You need to get out of that region for a multitude of reasons. Trump, you definitely need to clean up the government that's over there in the state of California. You need to remove all them woke motherfuckers, because when you go woke, you go broke. And that is the word, okay, from Elon Musk, okay? We're not going to play around with the dumb shit. So all you niggas out there in Cali, get your bags packed, get the fuck on. You know, if we have to struggle and strive together to go ahead and build a palace, then that's exactly what we'll do. You know, I just have to make sure a motherfucker is intellectually sound and experienced with this thing called the life and the world. You understand me? You're not going to get experience fucking around with this computer all day and a bunch of goddamn video games. So, I'm up out of here. We got any questions? You need to go ahead and make them now, you know, because I got to go. We got shit to do. You know, we have got a nation to build. Yeah, Fetty. I'm finna hit your line right now when this video done. So, you know, we gonna talk. You know, but especially if there's any beautiful women out of Cali, because West Coast got some beautiful motherfuckers, man. And you want to do something successful, nigga, hit my line. Nigga, I ain't scared about shit. You know, but we will come to agreements. You know, all that fidgety brain shit, all that beat, road running shit motherfuckers be doing, you going to fuck yourself off. You know, if you want to catch fish, you have to stay still. If you're going to be a tree that produces fruit, you have to stay still and focus. If you're going to go ahead and hit the goddamn bison, nigga, from the tree, if you're going to hit the big buck deer while you in the tree, you have to have on camouflage. You have to stay still. So you will not eat without staying still. So all you motherfuckers that be bouncing around from living over here to weekly, got to go over here to this city, got to run over here, got to run over here. You're a fucking dumbass. That is not how this world is built. It has never been built that way. You'll never be able to grow or operate in that way. And that is definitely the root mechanism on why your ass is broke. It's from hopping here to there, here to there, here to there. These corporations make billions of dollars a year, and where do they make it from? A headquarters. Okay? When the head has been quartered off from the body, and the body is the corporation, and the head is the quartered off. It's been chopped off, and we preserve the brain. We put your head in the fucking jar. Do you understand me? And we preserve the brain. Okay? And that's why our military depends on who? Marines. That's the first heavy line of defense, right? And what do they call Marines? Jar heads, right? Because we need the head in the jar, and you listen to me, and we operate the motherfucking brain, then you do all the rest of the shit. You dig how it works? You see? And you got to know these words. If you don't know this kicked out of heaven, you have no game on how this European shit work. You have none. And there ain't nobody else you can get it from but the God 720. And that's why motherfuckers want to act like I ain't even in the space. They want to goddamn stare in the sky and act like I ain't even in the room, nigga. Yeah, I know, nigga. I know. Because I done educated myself with areas that you would have never even thought was important to educate yourself with. And it is the most important. Okay? So, you know, peace to all my peoples. Donate the Cash App, the God 720. Hit the Kicked Out of Heaven. Get the Black Man's Bible. All the books are prepared. I ship the shit out the very next day. We don't play with product, nigga. And that's why you don't never see my shit on no Better Business Bureau getting complained about. Because I don't play them goddamn games. Okay? I wouldn't play them games with you. I don't want you to play them games with me. You dig? So let's see what tracks we got here available. Yeah. So y'all get at me. I'm finna get the fuck up out of here. We will be here tomorrow on Thursday, 2 o'clock. You already know what it is. Appreciate you spending your time with me, and we will talk to you then. All right. Peace.
Never step off the throne, Don Corleone. Never step off the throne, Don Corleone. Never step off the throne, Don Corleone. In that double R ghost, all cream 23 interior like my enemies, bloody burgundy, mobbing in a 3-piece. War for peace, the commander-in-chief. Debrief out the streets over Taiyada beef. Keep heat in the arm's reach. Give alms, never let a bum preach. Give thanks when I speak, so police just stare. They say make way, the dawn is here. Never step off the throne, Don Corleone. 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 I speak with passion and confess my sins. Ashes for my mistakes and put one in the wind. Blood is thicker than water and the wine is thin. Won't end up in the gutter for trust and agreeing. There's a fine line between the family and friends. I count every quarter, it's the dimes we spend. We grown men, we in to the end. No feelings in my decisions, it counts 100 million. Never step off the throne, Don Corleone. 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 Become Darth Vader just to have the paper. Become Darth Vader just to have the paper. They ask if I'm the Star-Lord and what I'm looking hard for. Rest in peace to Pip T every time I slam these car doors. But I'll answer the question. Smiles decrease from lessons like yo hearing from target practice with automatic weapons in the search for perfection. We leave those hurt with discretion. A secret, keep it quiet. Unless you wanna try it, my defiance is known. That is international. My account is my blunt. I sprinkle miracle grow. This the remarkable flow of the 720. Against the wind we are standing as I break all commandments and rewrite them for the planet with dollars stacking. Watching baddie Italians tanning. On my laps is the cannon. This is mathematics and understanding. Upper handed we are. Stare out the jet's window. Gotta keep my vision far. Never forget my past with all these battle scars. That's the law of daddy raw. And I can't have no flaw. My diamonds on my bottom jaw. My time looks just like stars. Thanks to my automobile because my status is large. It's not about who's in charge, as long as there is respect. But we all know common courtesy won't cash you a check. It's not that I've seen it all, I'm just not too impressed. Your brain change when you go through things that you don't expect. What you think is a game and funny, I take as a test. The only security is money, so it's best to invest. Every day you gon' be hungry, nigga, don't leave a mess. They talk under their breath, I suggest that you address and leave them blessed. No trace, all grace, nobody, no case. Can't cry over spilled milk because we've all made mistakes. Destiny's never late, they mad, I control existence and I made my own plate. Do what thou wilt, cause 7 figures is the real estate. And if you gotta speak twice, we call that regurgitate. So it's best to be nice while you talking to snakes. I know you feel fake inside, nigga, but that's what it takes. Young blood, these are the breaks for those that's coming of late. You can't use an excuse if you pursue the pearly gates. It's best for you to move like an ace in this rap race as that black cat chase. In this game of chess, the king only moves at one pace. You lose the game if one piece act like it don't know its place. And keep your queen in the exquisite lace with expensive taste. She be aboard the Star Lord and can't see his face. Become Darth Vader just to have the paper. Become Darth Vader just to have the paper.